Good morning, everyone. So, in the last class, we are trying to discuss with our being life cycle. So, as well as we identified the injections like constructor injection and setter injection here. So, based on the previous example, we discussed about these are the difference between constructor injection and setter injection here. So, basically, the problem here, whenever you are trying to join the session here, you are not enabling your audio option here. So I don't have an option to enable here. So that you need to enable from your side only. So please make sure whenever you are trying to join the session here. So some of them are they are not enable the audio here. So because of this problem, they could not hear me like what I'm trying to discuss here. So again, I'm seeing like one message. Okay. So back to here. So today, like what we are going to discuss here in the last class, what we identified here. Let me open this particular project directly. Inside this, so what we identified here. So this is our the package we are going to discuss here. And in the last example, so this is the last example we identified something called PostGler here. So what is doing internally? This particular PostGler here, so is extending from the Ziegler class, and we are having so two parameters which is expecting by this particular constructor. Now what we are doing here? So how we identified the values here? How we configure these two parameters here? So let me go to this particular application.xml where we implemented the particular PostGler class here. So here we are implementing the particular PostGler class here. Now you can see the constructor we are having 15 view provided, and this is our object references. Getting the point. So this is the way we are trying to work on the previous example here. Right. Now, so what we are going to write here in the today's session, we'll try to work on the one more important section here. So setter methods here, because in the last example we discussed the constructor. So today we are going to discuss about the setter injection here. So to work on this particular setter injection here, we already identified the interface called performer here. So using this particular performer interface, again we are going to write one more implementation class here. So what is the implementation class I'm trying to define here? So something called instrument list. So carefully observe, basically these are the instrument list class is going to provide some setter methods and some getter methods here. Getting the point. Now understand here how this particular setters methods and getters methods are going to work. So first we need to implement this particular instrument list from the performer. Okay. Now you can observe here. So this is we already identified the perform method is coming from the which interface? Performer interface. So we need to override this particular performer here. And meanwhile, now what I'm doing is I'm trying to generating so default constructor. Carrying the point. I'm trying to generating default constructor. I'm not adding much information here. Right. So after this, now what we can do inside this particular perform here, we need to define so we need to write some message here. What is the message I'm trying to write here? So we are trying to playing a song here. Getting the point. So instrument list is nothing but now what we are doing here. So with help of this particular some instrument here, we are trying to play one song here. Getting the point. So what is the song we are going to play? What is the song we are going to play? Now observe. So to understand this particular song here, now what I'm trying to write here. So 1 second. Okay. So the problem here, like someone is trying to join the session. So now observe here. This is all about our default constructor we identified. On top of the default constructor, I'm trying to write one song related information because this particular instrument is providing the information regarding our so what kind of the song is trying to play, right? So now observe, I'm trying to write the inside this particular message here. So this is the song the person is it will like is trying to play. Getting the point. So this is the message I want to write here. So other than this particular song here, now what we will do. So first we will see so what kind of song the instrument list is going to play here. Right. So to understand here, I need some information. So I want to call like I need object of this particular instrument list. So what are the steps we can do here? So can you please let me know what are the steps we can do here? So to get the object of this particular instrument list, so please try to communicate with me like what are the information we need to write in our application.xml file. So to get an object of this particular instrument list here. So I'm trying to enabling this particular application.xml file. So let me comment out all the beans like what are the beans so far we discussed here because we need to enable. So this is all about our bean here and I'm trying to define performer and here. So what is the class we can create here. Like what are the class information we can provide here. Like what is the object we are expecting here? The object we are expecting here, instrument here. The object we are expecting here, instrument list. And this particular instrument list resides in our which package? com.spring.core here. Getting the point. So this is all about our instrument here. But now if you observe here, this particular instrument class is having one property. So this particular instrument class is having one property here. So what is the property that is having here? Something called song here. The name of the property we are having song here. Getting the point. But we need to provide some information to this particular property or not. Getting the point. So we need to provide some information to this particular property. So how we are going to provide? So we are having two injections here. So either we can go for the constructor injection or we can go for the setter injection. So to work on the constructor injection, so what are the steps we need to write here? So like whether you are going to work on the any parameters constructor, here we can define the string, again song, we can go for the this dot song is equals to song, right? So this is we already identified here. This is we already identified in the previous example when we are trying to work on our PostGler class, because in the PostGler we define the constructor injection, right? So we don't want to work about the constructor injection. Now I want to work setter injection here. Getting the point. Now I want to work setter injection here. Now what are the ways we can write the setter injection here? So to work on the setter injection, first what we can do, we need to write the setter method. Getting the point. We need to write setter method here. So this is very important here whenever we are trying to work on our setter injection. Now what I'm trying to write here, song is equals to song here. Now, so once we define this particular setter method here, so what are the steps we need to write in our configuration file? Inside this particular configuration file, we need to provide the property tag. Getting the point. So we need to work on the property tag. So this is very important here. What is the name of the property we are having? Song. And the song is it is not an object type. We can define some value here. What is the song the instrument person is going to play here? Getting the point. So what is the song the instrument person is going to play? Something called some bell songs. Getting the point. So this is a song the person is going to play. This is very important here. Now observe here what we are doing here. In the instrument list, so we implementing from the performer and we are having one property. So if you are interested to work on the constructor injection, we can work on this particular parameters constructor. So this section of code we already discussed in our yesterday class. So because of this, now what I'm doing here, I'm trying to work on our setter injection. So whenever we are trying to work on the setter injection, we need to define the setter method like this. So based on the particular property here, right? Once we define this particular property, now what I'm doing is I'm trying to providing in our application.xml the property attribute name and value here. And after this, so finally we need to go for this particular. We need to go for this particular main class. Inside this particular main class here, now what we can do, so we need to work on the same performer and we are going to call as a perform here. So whenever we are calling this particular perform here, so which class is going to call? The instrument class. This is the perform method is going to call. Okay, observe, let me save this particular example. I'm trying to run from our main class. Now you can see, so it's trying to play a song here, the particular bells related song the instrument person is playing here. But how this particular, like where we define this particular bells here? So we define this particular bells in our application.xml. Getting the point. So if you observe carefully, here we are not creating any object here. Here we are not creating any object here. So directly the application context we are loading. So is nothing but we are trying to load our container based on this. Now what we are doing is we are trying to load. So whatever the object we want to, the object information we are loading with the help of this particular ID. Right. The ID. So here we provided bean ID performer, and this is the class we are going to get an object here. And the value, whatever the value we provided here, so the value is assigned it to the particular setter method called set song here. Set song. So this is the setter injection we are working here, right? So whenever we are trying to work on the setter injection, we need to work on the property. So whenever we are trying to work on the constructor injection, we need to work on the. So this is a tag called constructor R. We identified value attribute and ref attribute. So to use the one more property, we are going to work on the ref attribute here. So to work on this particular ref attribute here, now what we can do, we need to define the one more property. So carefully observe here, the property I'm trying to define here, instrument. So don't confuse here, instrument list is different and instrument is different here. Right. So here, this particular instrument I'm trying to creating as a interface here. So this is the name of the instrument we are creating here. And inside this particular instrument here, so what is the method we are going to write here? The name of the method I'm trying to write as a play. I'm trying to write as a play here. Now carefully observe here. So we need to work on this particular instrument property. So back to here inside this particular instrument list. So if I want to work on this particular instrument also as a setter injection, so what is the steps we need to write? What is the step we need to write? The step we need to write here again. So public void set instrument. Getting the point. So we need to define the particular setter method like set instrument here. We need to provide the what is the parameter we are expecting here. Instrument here, and here so this dot instrument is equals to instrument here. With help of this particular instrument, now what I am trying to write here, instrument dot play. Instrument dot play. But what we need to understand here, basically this is our interface here. But we need to define the implementation class, right? Because we need to implement this particular play method. So whenever the instrument list object we are going to get, when we are calling this particular perform method internally, the instrument person is going to play a song here. The instrument person is going to play a song here. So now observe here how we are implementing here. Getting the point. So with the help of this particular performer, in the last class, we discussed the juggler. So he's trying to play some song. And today, we are discussing this particular instrument list. But focus here, so based on this particular example, we are discussing constructor injection as well as setter injection here. So let me implement this particular instrument here. Because instrument is our interface here. We need to define the instrument here, like implementation class of this particular instrument list here. Now I want to write this particular class information here, something called saxophone. So saxophone is our implementation of instrument here. And let me add the particular method called play here. So here I want to define one default constructor. Inside this particular play, now what I want to write here, whenever we are calling this particular play method, so it's trying to play some song here. Something. The song information we are going to define something here. But now, so we need to understand here So how this particular instrument is going to work. So can you please let me know? So I added one property here. Now what are the configuration we need to make to get an object of this particular instrument here? Can you please let me know like what you are trying to think regarding about this particular instrument here? So just now we identified the configuration information to the other property. Yeah. So go ahead and tell me. So someone is add property and it is reference. Right. So to add a property and reference here, first what we need here. So basically, now I'm trying to copy one property here, and so this property. It is not a value type property. So which is expecting object type here. So whenever which is expecting object type here, we need to define ref attribute here. When we are trying to define this particular ref attribute here, now what we can do? So we need to write one more bean tag here. Bean ID is equals to saxophone and class is equals to com dot string dot core dot right. So this is the class, and what is the ref we can store here? So whatever the bean ID we are having here, the same bean ID we can store as a reference here. Getting the point? It is not a value type here. Basically, it is a object type here. So whenever we are having object type here, we need to work on our references here. Right. So this is the way we can define the particular attributes information, and so I'm not going to change anything in our main class here. So directly I'm going to run our application here. What happened? So something is property song. Multiple properties defined for the property song here. Okay, sorry. The name of the property we did not change here. So we copy the song here, but we did not change it. Basically here we need to provide as a instrument here. So we need to provide as a instrument. The particular name of the property, so whatever the property we are taking, the name property we need to provide here. Now observe. So now you can see when we are calling the saxophone here, we are getting the playing sound here. Whenever it's trying to play some instrument here, we are getting the sound here. So this is the way we can work on the setter injection here. So any questions? The constructor injection and setter injection here. Yes. So that you need to answer my question here. So which is the best suitable here? Either we can go for the constructor injection or setter injection. So to answer this question, first you need to know like the difference between constructor and method here. Constructor and methoding. Basically, so when we are trying to call the constructor and so what are the mandatory information we need to write, and when we are calling this particular method, so what are the information we need to know here. Basically, the difference I am going to provide here, constructor injection is our mandatory purpose, because whenever we are trying to providing the object information as a parameter here, so without those object parameter, we are unable to create an object here. So for example, now go for the last class example. So what we added here, now you can see, so this is a constructor, and this constructor is expecting two parameters here. So what are the two parameters? So first one is expecting bean bag, and another one which is expecting one object reference here, the poem object reference here. So basically, if I'm not adding here, getting the point. So if I'm not adding these two parameters here, so object project layer class here, without providing the parameters here, can we get this particular object here? So we will not get the particular object here, because so those are the mandatory fields here. Getting the point. So basically what we can provide here, whenever we are having the mandatory, like we need a dependent object information, so at this time we can go for the constructor injection here, because so we need to provide the dependent object information here. So otherwise we can go for the setter here. Basically the constructor injection here, what it will do internally, while creating the object of this particular class, first it will create the object of this two. Later, with the help of this particular two references here, this object is going to create it here. Getting the point. While creating this object here, we are stopping in between. So we are giving an option to create a dependent object here. Once the dependent objects are created, with the help of the dependent object references, we are creating the above the superclass object information here. Right. So same way, now we can think about the setter method. Basically, after creating an object here, with the help of the object reference, we are going to call the method here. We are going to call the method here. So this is our option difference, right? Because here we are creating an object here. So if it is required to make a call to the particular dependent object here, we can define the property attributes. So otherwise, we can ignore the property attributes. We can work on the current object information here. But so those functionality we cannot get from the constructor injection here. Getting the point. So this we need to think about the how about the constructor is going to work in the normal core Java applications here. Same way the constructor injection is going to work here. Right? So this is all about the difference between constructor injection as well as the setter injection here. And so any questions? Okay. So as of now, we're discussing only one object here. So whether it is a normal object or which is expecting any object references. So both the object information, as of now, we identified the single object here, like with help of the value attribute or reference attribute here. But now, so whenever we are having multiple objects here, so how we can work here? Getting the point. So if you observe here in the instrument list, if I'm going to provide this particular instrument as a multiple instrument here, like the set of instruments or collection of instrument, map of instruments. So how we can work here? Getting the point. So I want to work on the multiple instrument objects here. So how we can go for the multiple configuration part here, right? So basically, Spring is going to support 4 types of the particular collection configuration here. So what are the 4 types of the collection configuration here? Right. Observe here to work on this particular 4 types of collection configuration here. Now, what are the first we'll see what are the 4 types of collection configuration here, and the first one called list tag here. Getting the point. And another one we are having set here, and another one we are having map, and so another one we are having the last one props here. So these are the 4 tags. So with help of this particular 4 tags, we are going to work on our collection configuration here. Getting the point. So Now we'll see one by one example on this particular 4 collection tags here. So how this particular 4 collection tags are going to work here. Getting the point. Now, so to work on this particular 4 collection here, now what I want to write here, I want to define the same example here. So otherwise we can go for the different one. So let me save this example. I'm trying to work on the one more example, something called one man band. The name of the class I'm trying to take as a one man band, and so the same class which is implementing from the same performer interface here, the same performer interface, and I'm going to override the particular perform method. Now after this, so what I want to define here, some default constructor. Getting the point. After defining this particular default constructor, now I want to work for the collection of objects here. So to work on this particular collection of objects here, now what we can do, collection. So this particular collection is expecting element type here. So what is the element type we are going to work here? Instrument here. So this is our instrument as a interface difference I'm trying to provide here, and instruments here, right? And whenever we are trying to work on the setter injection here, now what we can do, so write a public void set instrument here, copy this particular collection of section of code, and this dot instrument is equals to instrument, right? Now, so whenever we are trying to work on this particular collection of objects here, now how we can define the code here? Inside this particular perform method, so using this particular here, what we can do here with the help of this particular instrument play, instrument dot play. Getting the point. So this is a way we can work on because this particular instrument we are going to get multiple here. Whenever we are getting multiple here, so based on this particular one by one, we are going to call the method called play method here. Now, so this is we identified, we implemented the code, but we need a object of this particular collection of instruments as well as the one man band here. Getting the point. So we need objects of these two objects here. So what we can do here. So to work on these two objects here, what are the steps we need to write here? Getting the point. Right. Now observe. So going back to our application.xml file here. Now what are the information I'm trying to write? So I want to make comment of this two section of code because the same ID we are going to implement here. The B ID is equals to performer, and the name of the class is going to change. So what is the class we implemented right now? com.spring.code. One man band, right? We identified here. So the one man band which is expecting one property, what is the name of the property we are having here? Instrument here. Inside this particular instrument here, so as we discussed here, so collection, Spring is provided the collection configuration we are having 4 tags here. So list, set, map, and props here. So first we'll go for the list tag here. Here we are having list tag. So observe carefully inside this particular property. We are defining this particular list tag, and whenever we are trying to give this particular control space, now you can see, so these many information we are getting here. Again, so internally we can go for the bean, and the list to map, null, props, reference. So these are the values we can go for it, right? But now, basically, we need to define the multiple objects here. So to work on the multiple objects here, now what we can do? So we need to write the, so first object here, saxophone, define out this particular, otherwise what we can do, here we can provide the, okay. So the one implementation we provided here, something called saxophone. But now what we can do, we can go for the multiple implementation here. We can go for the multiple implementation here. So to work on this particular multiple implementation, what we can write here. So just to understand here, so this is saxophone, and another implementation I'm trying to work for the saxophone IMPL, and what we can write here, instrument here, add one implementation class, and what we can do here, right? So this is the message, like the sound we are going to get whenever this particular person is trying to play a song here, okay? And now what I want to write here, I want to implement one more class here. I want to implement one more class here. So what is a one more class I am trying to implement here? So something called piano. So piano is also one of the implementation of, so which interface here, something called instrument here. And whenever we are trying to play piano, so what is the sound we are going to get? So don't expect the sound here, just for understanding I'm trying to define here. Right. So these are the three classes we implemented here. Getting the point? So these are the three classes we implemented here. Now observe, let me write three classes here. So we can go for the saxophone 1, saxophone 2, and saxophone 3. And we cannot go for the, so this is the IMPL. And here we can go for the piano. Right. Now, if you observe, these are the three classes we are having. The three classes are implemented by the instrument here. Now, what you are understanding here, we are having, so three implementation class, and now we are identified, we are having collection of objects here. So those collection of objects, how we can define inside this particular list here. So we are having ref attribute here. We are having ref here, because now if you think about here, whenever we are having one object here, so here also we are using ref attribute. Same way, when we are having multiple objects, we can go for this particular ref here. We can go for the ref here. Now we can say we need to define the bean here. We need to define the bean. So what is the bean we need to define here? So this is the bean information we need to define. Cutting the point, we need to define these beans here. Now, if we observe carefully here, 2, 3, and 1 I want to use as it is here. I want to use 1 as it is here. So this is all about this particular collection of example whenever we are trying to work on the list tag here. Okay, let me provide some format here. So this is the format is going to look for the XML. Now, so back to here, any changes we can make here. So we don't want to change any changes here. So simply we can run our application here. So if I'm going to run our application here, so how many objects we are going to get? So what happened here? So we are getting an exception. Okay, so invalid property. So instrument will be provided here. The property is not writable or invalid setup method. Do you mean instrument? So we need to provide instrument here. Go for the application, change to the instruments here. Now write one run our application here. Observe carefully. So how many println statements we are getting here? How many println statements we are getting here? 4. Now what you are understanding here? We are having the collection of instrument we are having 4 here. The collection of object we are having 4 here. So with the help of this particular 4 object, we are trying to play some songs here. Now if you observe here, with the help of this particular interface, how many implementation classes we are implementing here? Now we can see, so we are having, this is the instrument interface here. So this particular instrument interface is implemented by multiple classes here. Now you can think here how we are getting the loose coupling here. Getting the point. So if I am going to write instead of this particular interface, the instrument, if I am trying to define as a class, so it is a tightly coupled. We cannot write multiple classes here. If you observe, without changing any main class code or without changing any, so this particular one man band code, so we are happily running multiple classes here. Getting the point. So this is we are going to achieve with help of this particular interface here. Okay, now observe, we identified the one example based on the list tag. So the list tag is going to allow the duplicate elements here. Is going to allow the duplicate elements here. Now if I want to remove the duplicates here, what we can do? So simply instead of list here, we can go for the set here. Instead of list here, we can go for the set here. Getting the point. Now I'm trying to run the same example. Here. So now you can think here how many println statements we are having. Only 3. Because in the normal collection, the set also it's going to remove the duplicates here. Same way, then our string collection configuration, the set tag also it's going to remove the duplicate object information here. So not only this here, we can go for the collection of values here. Not only this particular object here, we can go for the collection of values here. Carrying the point. If you are trying to define any string related information, so instead of ref here, now what we can do here, we are having that bit called value here. So we can define the particular value. We can go for the value type, or we can go provided the value information, so that we can work on the multiple values here. So this is all about the some collection of information whenever we are trying to work on the multiple objects here. Okay. Now, so we will work on the map related example here. Because list and set now we identified here. So we need to focus on to the map related example. So to work on this particular map related example here, now what I want to write here. So I want to change the code, because map is going to store key value pair. Getting the point. Map is going to store key value pair. So this the highlighted line is not suitable for the map related example here. Now what we can do here, to work on this particular map related, now let me change to the collection with map here. The key I am trying to work as a key, and the value I am going to work as a instrument here. The value I am going to work as a instrument here. So let me change this particular code, and we need to change this particular line also. Okay, so instead of deleting here, now what we can do, So we'll try to comment the code so that we can easily understand here, like how we identified. Right? Now observe. So with the help of this particular private map, the string and so instrument. So instrument we define here. Now we can work on the one more method. Set instruments here. This particular instrument is expecting this dot. This line of code we can copy. Now here we need to work on the instrument dot. And so what is the way to we can work on the instrument here? So entry set for each okay. Okay, we'll go for the key set here. With help of this particular key set we can define. And here inside this particular key, now what I'm trying to write here, instrument dot get here. Now we can provide the key. So we are going to get an object here. So directly, otherwise we can call it as a play. Right. So this is the way we can change the code to the map related example. Now we can observe. So we change to the particular property which is expecting map related information. Now what I want to write here in our configuration file. So we need to change the code. We need to change the code. So what is the code we can change here? And here I'm trying to write map here. First I want to change to this particular map here. So now you can see map cannot contain the ref here. So what map will contain here? Map is containing entry here. Inside this particular entry, so this is the key we need to specify. And after key, we can go for the key reference. After key, we can go for the key references here. Sorry. No, it is not a key reference. We need to specify the value reference. And so what is the key we can provide? Can I define? The key we can define whatever we want to. So for example, I want to define as a guitar and the value ref I want to provide as a saxophone. And second and third. Let me comment out this particular section of code. Right, here we can define saxophone 2 and saxophone 3. Here we can go for the the second one we can go for the piano, and so third one we can go for the something called INST. INST is nothing but instrument. So these are the keys. So we can define what are the keys here. So value ref is important because how the values we are going to get here. Right, based on this particular key, we are going to load this particular object here. Getting the point. So I'm thinking I don't want to provide more information on this particular section of code. This is a simple code we define, which is coming from our Java here. So there is no much code here. Okay. So back to here, I'm trying to run the same example here. I'm trying to run same example here. Now you can see, so we are getting how many records here? We are getting 3 records here. So for example, if I'm going to add one more record, here, now we'll try to run the same example. So how it's going to work? Now you can see, so we are getting 4 objects here. But here, how we are getting the 4? Based on the key here. So key is imported. In the hash map we already identified. So based on the key, we are going to get some hash code on the key. So because we provided as a key different here. Now you can see this hash code and this particular hash code is different. Now if I am going to add same thing for this. Same thing for this particular object here. Now we'll see what happens internally. Now what you are understanding is only 3 objects we are getting. Even though if we declare the 4 objects here, but the keys are same, so the value is going to override here. The value is going to override here. Getting the point. So this is a way we can work on the map related example here. So any questions regarding our list, set and map here? Okay. The final one we need to understand the, so what is the final property we are having? The final property we are having here, props here. Getting the point. So we need to think about the props here. Basically, to think about this particular props here, sorry, inside this particular props here, if I'm going to give control space, we are having one prop tag here and which is expecting key, and so there is no value here. There is no value here. Now how we can define the value here? So to work on this particular props here, basically the props is going to work on the both key and value strings here. Both key and value strings here. Right. Only the string related information we can understand here. Because we are not going to pass the object here. Just we will pass the key and values also string here. So let me define the one example of this particular string like properties here. What we can do, I want to comment out this, and this is also I want to comment out, and this section of code also I want to comment out. Now private here, what is a property we can define? Here we can go for this particular properties and so instruments here. Finally we need to define this particular property instruments here. Okay, sorry, remove this particular property, and so we need to write the variable section, and here we need to work on the properties. So how we can work on this particular properties here? Now, so we try to understand this particular section of code here with a different example. So what are the information we are getting here? basically this particular instrument will return key value pair. It will return key value pair. Now what I want to write here, I don't want to load keys here. I want to work for the key set here and key set dot iterator. So this is the iterator I want to take. So for this particular iterator, now what I am trying to write, we are going to work on the loop here. ITR is equals to iterator here. And let me import this particular iterator. What is the type we are going to get? Okay, so we'll remove the element type here. Now after iterating here, now what we can do, we need to work on the, so one more condition, it dot as next. It dot has next here. Now what we can define here inside this particular has next here, first we are going to get it dot next here. So it is trying to return object here. It is trying to return object here, but what I am trying to write here, I am trying to converting into string type. So this is our key here. This is our key. Right, after key, now what I am trying to write here, I am going to get the value here. So to get this particular value, now what I want to write here, sysout I am trying to print, and I am adding key information and value instrument dot get property. So I am trying to providing key. Now if you see how I am trying to implementing here, this is important here. So based on this particular, so key set also we can load the particular key and we can work on the key set. But to understand the iterator also, we define the different style here. Now observe, based on this particular perform, we implemented this particular code. Now what we can do, so we need to go for the application.xml because we provided as a property here. We provided as a property, but this section of code we need to define in our configuration file or not. So to define this particular configuration file, now what we can do, so property key here, the keys I want to take as a same, I want to take as a same here, but now what is the value we are getting here? So this section of value I want to print. This section of value I want to print here. Right. So this particular piano, so which is going to get the sound like this and INST. For this particular INST, so just for understanding I'm trying to write, this is the code. Right. Now what we can do, simply we can run the same example. Simply we can run the same example here, the same output we are getting, but the output we are getting with help of key value. So key and value, getting the point. So this is the way we can work on the last collection here, properties here, getting the point. So basically, the property is going to work on the string related information. So the key we are going to provide as a string, and the value also we are going to provide as a string here. Getting the point. So this is very important. We need to understand. In the real time also, if any object we are going to pass as a string comma string, like key and value we are going to provide as a string. So we can work like this here. We can work like this and we can implement the section of information. Otherwise, what we can do, so we can go for the map related example. So inside this particular instrument, we can define the particular object information. We can provide the particular value here, right? So this is the way we can work on the collection of object information. So I'm expecting here we don't have questions onto this particular collection of objects here. So still, if anyone having any questions, please let me know. So before going to discuss the one more important concept here. Okay. Now, so whatever the section we are going to discuss on now, so this is very important here. Basically, so far, like what we identified here, whenever we are having the property, so we are trying to work on the constructor injection or property here. Getting the point. So we are trying to work on the property or constructor or here. So if you see, other than these two, we are not working any example here. So we define the property, or in the previous example, we define the property. But now you can think here, if we are having multiple classes in our example, so how many lines of code we are going to providing? Getting the point. Whenever we are having the single class is having multiple properties, the single class is having like more than 10 properties or 20 properties. So we need to define all the properties in our application file. So definitely the particular file is going to increase the size here. The file is going to increase the size. So how we can reduce this particular size here? Getting the point. How we can reduce this particular size here? So to reduce this particular size here, we are having one important concept to call auto wiring here. One important concept to call auto wiring here. So using this particular auto wiring here, now what we are doing here? So based on some functionality, we are going to make the properties and the constructors automatically here. So instead of explicitly specifying here the particular property tag as well as the constructor tag here. Right. Now we'll focus on to the auto wiring here, how we can provide with the help of this particular auto wiring, how we can eliminate the lots of code, the property and constructor related tag information in our configuration file. Getting the point. And the auto wiring, we are going to have three types of auto wiring here. So what are the three types of auto wiring we are having here? The first one, so we are going to work on the by name here. Getting the point. The first one we are going to work on the by name. And the second one we are going to work on the by type here. Getting the point. So by name, by type and constructor. So these three are the important auto wiring concepts here. So we'll try to understand the one by one here. So basically, whenever we are trying to work on the auto wiring with help of this particular by name, what it will do? So the container is going to look for the bean. So based on the name of the bean or ID of the bean, so it's going to inject the particular bean. If the bean name and ID is going to match it with our property, the particular bean is going to injected automatically. Injected automatically is nothing but the bean is the dependent object is going to created automatically and it is going to set into the appropriate property here. So for example, so to understand this particular example, now you can think here we are having the collection of objects here, but now we'll go for the instrument list. Now you can see instrument we are having one property. The name of the property we are having instrument, and in our configuration file, the ID Getting the point. The ID we provided as also instrument. Now what happens internally? So based on this particular by name auto void concepts here, the whatever the dependent field. Basically, for this particular instrument list, this is a dependent field. This particular dependent bean automatically is injected. It's nothing but automatically the object is going to create and it will available to the instrumentalistic class. With help of this particular instrument, we can call this particular play method without adding the explicit property tag or constructor tag here. Right. So same way, based on this particular by type here. So here the type be important. Based on this particular type, here it is a instrument type here. It is of an object type. This is indicating name of the instrument here, but this section of code is indicating name based on the type here. What exactly is the type here? So this is a string type. Name of the property we are having song. Same way, this is the instrument type it is, and the name of the property we are having a instrument. Getting the point. So don't confuse here because the type and name we provided as the same here. The type is different, name is also different. So if the auto buyer is satisfied with the type, the dependent object is going to inject it here. If the auto buyer, the type is not matched here, what happens internally? We are going to get an exception here. If no matching found here, what happens internally? So the particular property will not be void. But here, whenever we are having more than one property is going to match it with this particular type, we are going to get an exception here. So what is the exception we are going to get? So unsatisfied dependency exception here. Unsatisfied dependency exception we are going to get. So this is very important. We need to understand for this particular by type here. So if it is not matched with by name or bean ID, so for the by name auto void concepts here, we are not going to get any exception here. So the particular bean is not going to match here. So the particular bean is not going to void into the parent object information. But in the by type, so we need to we need to think more carefully because based on the same type we are going to have other classes, we are going to get an exception here. And the same way we can discuss about the constructor. So constructor is also same if the particular property is matched with the constructor parameter, so automatically is injected here. And whenever we are having the same type of this particular constructor parameter, again we are going to get an exception here. So what is the exception we are going to get? The particular unsatisfied dependency exception we are going to get. So let me provide unsatisfied dependencies exception. So now this is the exception we are going to get here. This is the exception we are going to get here. Now you can see this is the message we are going to get based on the property name. So what is the property name we are going to have? So it will provide the property name. If the message not equals to null, the message we are going to print. Getting the point. So this is very important. We need to understand. So we'll see one by one example here how this particular by name, by type, and constructor, how this particular three auto wiring concepts are going to work. Right. So to work on this particular three auto wiring concepts here, first we need to think about the instrument list class. Instrument list class. So go back to the instrument list class here. Now, so we'll keep those three to comment out these three sections here. So back to here. Now what we can do, where we define this particular instrument list. Now observe. So inside this particular instrument list, what we are doing is, so we are having one parameter, like one property we are having song, and another property we are having instrument here. Another property we are having instrument here. So now we need to think about this. So we need to eliminate this particular property because which is expecting object reference here. So based on this object reference here, by eliminating this property, we are going to work on the auto wire concepts here. Now, so understand here how we can work on this particular auto wiring here. So to work on this particular auto wire here, So saxophone we need, and enable this particular section of code. Now you can see we enable this particular section of code, and after the class, if you give the control space, now we are going to have auto while. Getting the point? Now what we can define here? So this particular auto while here, we can go for the by name. Auto while by name. Now what I'm doing here? I'm trying to comment out this section of code. Only I commented here the particular property code here. Getting the point? And here how this particular instrument list is going to injected the dependent object here. So what is the dependent object we are having? Saxophone here. So what is the property name we are having here? What is the property name we are having? Instrument here, right? But here what we are giving here? Saxophone. What we are giving the particular bean ID, we are giving saxophone here. So we'll try to run the same example here. So which object is going to call? The object is going to call by the instrument list here. Okay, so back to here, I'm trying to run the same example here. Now you can see we are getting null pointer exception here. We are getting null pointer exception here. So why we are getting the null pointer exception here? Any idea? So can you please let me know in which scenario this particular null pointer exception we are going to get? So now you can see here. So the second line is providing the information, instrumental list perform, line number 16. Instrumental list dot Java, line number 16, we are getting an error here. Sorry, exception we are getting here. So first question, why we are getting the null pointer exception here? So to resolve this particular null pointer exception, what we can do?
Initialize with null.
What we need to initialize with null?
String.
String is coming. The string information, whatever the value we provided, so the value is coming here. So to understand more, now you can see the value we provided here, the same message we are getting here. But now observe, I'm trying to click on this particular instrument list.java line number 16. So here, so which one we are getting null here? Because the exception message providing here, line number 16 we are getting an exception here. So because of what we are getting an exception here?
Because it is not initialized, instrument object is not initialized.
Basically, the object we are not getting here. The instrument object we are not getting here. So the object we are getting as a null. Based on this particular null, we are trying to call the method called play. Getting the point. So why this particular object is not coming? Previously, the object is we came like we called the play method. So what happened now? Getting the point. So if you think about this particular application.xml, so the property, the name of the property we given as a instrument, but here the bean ID we given as a saxophone here. The ID we given as a saxophone here. So because of this, the by name, the auto while concept here, it could not find the dependent object information here. It could not find out the dependent object information. So here, this particular saxophone object we could not create it here. So this object is not created here. So definitely we are going to get this particular instrument null here. Getting the point. Now, so we'll try to think about the one more time here. So I changed to the instrument here because by name property is going to work on the name of the bean here. Correct the point. The name of the particular property or ID of the property. ID of the property, so is going to inject the bean here, right? So the name of the property we provided as an instrument. So same thing we given the particular ID. Now you can understand the one more time here. So now you can see, so with any exception, so the whatever the output we are expecting here, the particular output we got here. So to understand here whether the same output we are getting or not, now what we can do? First we need to check here. So what is the object we are giving here? So this is the object we are trying to create an object here. Now, so if I am going to provide here, so what is the message we are having here? The same message we are getting or not here. Now you can see the same message we are getting or not. Getting the point. So now what you are understanding here? So with the help of this particular auto wiring here, so we are trying to reducing one line of code or not. So just I commented the code, just added one line of statement here in the same bean level, the attribute call auto wire, and we provided as a so the different attribute type call by name here. Right. So based on this particular by name, happily we are trying to create a dependent object information. So but we need to think about the name of the attribute we need to give as a ID of the whatever the dependent object we are going to create. So same thing. So this particular example is going to applicable for the by type also. So why this particular example is going to applicable for the by type here? So in the by type also, the type of this particular object we are having instrument. But type also we are having instrument. Right. Now let's say the same example I'm trying to run one more time. But what I changed here from by name to by type I changed here. So now what happened here? Single matching being found, but 3 instrument to saxophone to okay. So we need to comment out this 3. Now you can see based on this particular type also we are getting the same output here. But now if you observe here, if I'm trying to enabling these 2 sections here, why we got an exception here? Getting the one. So if I'm trying to enabling these 2 sections here, so previously whenever I'm trying to work on the by name, so we could not get any exception here. But whenever we are trying to work on the by type, we are getting an exception. So can we see the error one more time here? So if you observe, if I'm going to run, so you need to understand the exception here, what exactly. So it is providing the information. Now you can read this particular caused by no qualifying bean type instrument here is defined, expected single matching bean, but found 3. So how this particular container is identifying? How the container is identifying found 3. So how it is identified here? So any idea?
It is looking for by type, not by name.
So exactly. So in the by type, what is happening? Okay. So basically, instrument is not a class here. Instrument is our interface here. Getting the point. So if it is a yes, basically instrument is our interface. Container, what it will do, it's going to check for the implementation class. Getting the point. The container is going to check for the implementation classes here, and how many implementation classes we enable here. we enable 3 implementation classes. So these are the IDs of each implementation classes here. But container is getting some dilemma. So which class I need to take here? Carrying the point. So which class I need to take here? Right. So because of this, so container is giving an error here. So no unique BN definition exception. So these are the 3 classes that implemented by the instrument here. Now, so what I want to provide here. So to eliminate these 3, now what we can do? So can I change? Can I? So let's see, someone is adding some message here. How we can remove this error even if we want to use by type. So basically, that is I'm trying to providing it. So we can work on the by type with the 1 implementation class. So we cannot work for the 3 implementation classes here. So now you can see, comment out the 2 section of code. So we are going to provide 1 implementation class. So happily, why not 3? So basically the problem here, the instrument object here is expecting only 1 object. It is not a collection of objects here. Getting the point? So it is a simple here. If you implement the 3 classes, but you cannot pass the 3 classes to the at a time. But we are expecting only 1 classes here. We need to specify only 1 class here. It is not a collection type here. It is expecting only 1 object here. So we need to pass only 1 object here. We cannot pass 3 here. So you can implement multiple classes here. That is not a matter. But the problem here, so type it needs to match the condition here. So here the type is expecting only 1. We can specify only 1 here. Okay, so with the 1 we identified here. Now what I will do, so I want to change here these 2. So we'll see what happening internally. Because so this particular basic example is going to provide more information. Now you can see, so what is the type we are having here? The instrument type, and we provided the implementation class information. So happily the example is running here. Getting the point? So I commented 2 implementation classes here. So we provided only 1. The third class is working piano. So it's giving the information regarding the particular appropriate implementation class of piano here. So any questions? Okay. So we'll go for the last AutoWire concept called constructor here. Basically, in the constructor, we actually identified here. So what we identified, let me open the particular class. So this is the class we discussed about in the yesterday class, because this class is expecting constructor related information. Carrying the point. So which is expecting constructor related information here. Now what we need to understand whenever we are trying to work on this particular constructor related information. Now we can see, so this particular PostgreSQL class is having constructor related information. So one constructor, the first parameter is expecting int type, and the second parameter is expecting object type here. Carrying the point. Now how we can work on this kind of example here. So to work on this kind of example, now what we can do, so go to this particular constructor class, and comment out this section of code. Where is we implemented? So here, Correct the point. So this is the class we discussed in our last session. Now observe what we are doing here. So this is the class is expecting two constructors. So if I want to remove these two constructors here, now what we can do? If I want to remove these two constructors here, what are the changes I want to make?
Auto var equals to constructor by constructor.
So there is no by constructor. We are having only constructor here. Right. Now what I want to do, I want to comment out this particular code here. So this is the line I want to comment out, but where we define this particular object information. So here we provided this section of code here. So here we provided this section of code here. Now you can see, so auto-var constructor, and here this is the value type we need to provide. But the auto-var is applicable to the object type here. So the particular object type we made as a comment here. Now we'll see how exactly so this particular PostgreSQL is going to run the example. Now I want to run the same example one more time. So this is the message we are getting here, even though I commented this section of code. Now, what you are understanding here, with help of this particular auto-var concept here, we are trying to reducing some lines of code. So whether, so those are expecting constructor injection or setter injection. So this is very important section we are discussing auto-var concepts here, because in our upcoming classes we are going to use more and more. So we are not going to work on all the example on the XML configuration. So we may work on some of the example on the auto annotations related example. In the annotation related example also, we will go for the auto-var annotation, right? But the purpose of this particular auto-var is same, even though we are going to work on the XML or we are going to work on the annotation style. Getting the point? So because of this, we need to understand very carefully. So how exactly the purpose of this particular auto-var concepts here. So let me know anyone having still any questions regarding this particular auto-varing here. Okay, so if we don't have anything here, now what happens here? Basically, now we identified here, so I commented this section of code here, but I'm trying to enabling this section of code here, and I'm trying to work on the auto-var concepts here. So what will happen here? Okay, so I'm going to run the same example here. We'll see, so it's going to throw any exception or without exception, the example is going to run successful or not. We'll go for this particular exception information. Now what happening internally? So error creating a bean with a performer is defined in the file. So something called application.xml could not resolve the matching. Could not resolve the matching constructor. Why it is not matching here? Getting the point. So whenever we are trying to enabling these two section of code here, we are getting an exception here. Because of this particular ambiguities here, we are getting an exception. Now, so what I will do, so I'm going to comment out this section of code because, so this is not applicable to the constructor. So what I will do, I will comment out this entire code here. I will enable by type here. I will enable this particular by type here. Now I want to provide here bean as a saxophone. this particular bean I'm making outside of this section of code. Okay, now observe. So here now you can see by type we are providing, and as well as we are trying to enabling property also. We are enabling property. Let's see, we'll try to run the same example one more time. So any exception we are getting? No exception. So happily, so it's working fine here. Basically, whenever we are trying to mixing auto wiring with our explicit wiring here, what happens internally? So it's going to, like, we can handle. So in case if I'm going to get any exception here, sometimes what happen here, if I'm going to add multiple same type of object here, getting the point? If I'm going to add multiple same type of object here, so this section of code, if I'm going to comment out, the property related section of code, if I'm going to comment out, we may get an exception here. But if I'm enabling this particular property, so we can handle the exception here. We can handle the exception. Now what you understand here, with help of this particular by type, we can happily work with explicit wiring with auto wiring concepts here. But so this is not applicable to the constructor here. This is not applicable to the constructor here. Now, if I'm going to enable for the same example, we'll go for the by name. For the name of the property, we're going to work on the same instrumental, saxophone instrumental. Okay. Getting the point. So it is working fine for our by name also. So this is, we need to understand very carefully here. So we can go for the explicit wiring with the default like auto wiring concepts here. Okay. Now, so sometimes what happen here, if I'm going to add, so here I'm not providing like so with the help of this particular by type here, what I will do, instead of this particular reference here, now what I'm going to write here, simply I want to make null here. I'm not providing any reference here, so I'm going to make null. So what will happen here? So we cannot make null like this here. We are going to have null like this. So we'll see, so what exactly, so which is working internally. We are getting null pointer exception. Because the object here, what we are passing here, we are passing as a null. Now what you are understanding is, for this particular object type here, so we cannot go for the null here. We cannot define the null. So just for understanding here, I'm trying to providing this section of code here. So we can go for the this particular reference here. By type we can define and do saxophone. So this is all about the auto wiring concept we identified here. And now we need to understand the bean control. Basically, we identified the life cycle of the bean, we identified auto wiring concept we identified. So now we are going to discuss about the scope of the bean. Getting the point. So what are the scopes we are having while creating this particular bean, and what are the default scopes, and if I'm going to override the default scope here, so what happens internally, we are going to discuss here. Basically, the Spring will create one instance of per one bean here. So now what you are understanding here, for this particular bean, Spring is going to create one object here. For our entire application, Spring will create one object here. The same object is going to reusable for wherever we need this object here. Wherever we need this particular object here. So if I want to create more than one object here, Getting the point. If I want to create more than one object here, now what we can do? So basically, we don't have a scope to create an object here. But who is going to create here? The container is going to create this particular object here. But now we can provide the information here. So how the object we want to get, like how many objects we want to get, whether we want to get only one or we want to get multiple objects here, we can define the information. The container will create a, so based on our requirement, the container will create an object here. Getting the point. So as we understand here, we are having bean scopes here. So what is the by default scope here? Singleton here. The default scope we are going to have singleton, and the singleton is going to create a one object for our entire application here. So the same object is going to reusable here. How we are going to identify the same object we are using or not? Based on this particular bean ID. Based on this particular bean ID, the object we are going to use. Now I don't want to use the single object here. For my how many times I'm going to call, for example, I'm explaining it, how many times I'm trying to call this particular instrument list. So the dependent object we need for each request. Getting the point. We need each request here. Getting the point. We need to create a new object for each request. So this object we are going to have only one, but the dependent object we need to change here. The dependent object we need to change for each request here. Now what we can do? Getting the point. So in this case, we can go for another scope here, something called prototype here. Getting the point. So we need to go for the prototype here. So the prototype is going to provide the multiple objects here, right? So we'll understand here, to work on this particular prototype, what are the information we need to change here? What are the information we can change here? So we can go for the stack source here and give on the control space. Now we can see we are going to have scope attribute. So this is the scope attribute we are having, and here we can define the prototype. We can define the prototype. So same way we identified auto buyer, we are going to have an annotation for the auto buyer, and the same we are going to have one more annotation for the scope also. And we can define the particular prototype. This particular prototype, what it will do, it's going to create multiple objects here. It's going to create multiple objects here. Now, how we can understand? So at this time, we cannot understand here whether these objects are creating or not, but definitely the objects are we are creating it. But in the real-time scenarios here, we can easily understand here. So wherever the class we are trying to call multiple times here, so on top of the particular classes we can make the scope related information here, so that we can handle this some out of memory related exceptions here. Out of memory related exceptions here. So this scope is very much important. We need to understand here. Okay, now we identified here. What we can do after adding this particular scope, we can run the same example here. We don't have much information to add, and along with this particular scope here, now what we can do? So first we'll run the same example. We'll see based on this particular prototype here, any exception we are getting or not. We are not getting any exception. So happily, the objects are created successfully and it is working fine. And along with this particular prototype scope, we are having different scopes here. What are the different scopes we are having here? The different scopes we are having here, request here. Basically, whenever we are having HTTP request, whenever our application is received the HTTP request here, for each HTTP request here, we want to create one object here. Now what we can do? We can go for the request here. We can go for the request scope here, and we are having one more scope. So that is called session here. Based on our HTTP session, object here, we can create one more object here. Carrying the point, we can create one more object here. So for this case, now what we can do, we can define the scope here, session here. Getting the point. So these are the different scopes we are having in our Spring Core module here. Now what we need to understand here, the difference between each one. By default, we are going to have singleton. The singleton, it will create one object for our entire application. So if I want to override the default behavior, now we can go for the prototype. The prototype, so wherever the object we are defining prototype here, on top of the base class, how many times the base class is going to call, the dependent objects will create multiple times here based on the base class calling here, right? And other than this particular prototype, if I'm going to work on the request level, for the HTTP request level, or each request here, if we want to create any object, we can go for the request. And the same way, so instead of request here, sometimes we are going to handle the HTTP session here. So based on the sessions related applications here, we can create a multiple objects here, right? So any questions regarding this particular scope? So this is very important here.
So sir, we are using this scope equal to prototype or pin ID, section and class. So it will create object for that particular class only, or for
Yes,
all of
it will create only this object here.
for this class only, right?
Yes, if we want to define the same scope for the like multiple classes, so here also you are going to get same scope. You can define. Just for understanding, I'm defining this example. Wherever we want to create a multiple object, we can define the scope here. Each bean level, we are going to find out the scope here. Okay. And observe here. Now change to the session here. If I'm going to change to session here, if I'm trying to run, so we'll see we are getting an exception here. So why we are getting an exception? Now you can read here, no scope registered for the scope call session. Getting the point. So in the core module, this particular scope is not going to use. So which is scope? Session. Okay. And we'll change to the request here. We'll change to the request here. Now I'm going to run the same example one more time here. Getting the point. So there is no scope for this particular request here. Getting the point. Now what you are understanding here, request and session is not applicable at this time because we don't have a HTTP request and the HTTP session objects here. So based on these two objects here, this particular scopes are going to work here, right? So at this time we can discuss only, so either by default we can go for the singleton or we can go for the prototype here, or we can go for the prototype. So these are about the scopes related information. And now, so we can go for the initialization section and destroying the bean. So when we are trying to discuss on the, like, what is the class we identified? Table, round table. Now if you focus here, inside this particular round table, we identified here one disposable bean. So what is the purpose of this particular disposable? Before when we will work on the HTTP session and HTTP request. Basically, this HTTP request and session related information. So from the request, we are going to give from the front end application, either it's a JSP or HTML, CSS, getting the point. So those applications we are going to get in these two objects here, but we are not working any those kind of applications right now. So we'll see, like in the MVC related application, we are going to work on the session and request related scopes here. So don't worry, we will have a time when in the MVC application we'll discuss these two sessions here. Okay, so back to here. Now what we need to understand here, this particular disposable bin. This particular disposable bin, before destroying the object from the container, if we want to change anything here, so we can define like this here. And initializing. So before object to initialization, carrying the point, before object initialization, if I want to add any changes here, now what we can do? So we are having an option here. So what are the option we are having? So if I'm trying to find this particular instrument list here, so we are going to have init method and destroy method. The init method is going to call, so before creating an object of the appropriate class, and destroy method is going to call before the object is removed from the container here. So we will see what is the init method. Now you can focus on the init method and the destroy method. Getting the point. Now, so here we need to specify the, so for this particular init method, what is the method we want to call? Before creating an object, so what is the method we want to call? We can define like this here. So the method is going to call. Same way the destroy method. But the destroy related example, so we cannot understand because the container, when this object is going to destroy it by the destroy it from the container. So at this time the destroy methods are going to call, but we'll define the so init method and destroy method. Okay, so what are the changes we need to write? For this particular init method and destroy method, we need to define the, so what is the name of the method, right? So the name of the method, first we'll go for the inside this particular instrument list. So public void tune instrument method. So based on this particular instrument dot, the one more method we need to define something called tune. So this particular tune is not implemented here. Public void tune method. So before playing a song, so they will try to make some changes here. So those changes we are going to call from the this particular method called tune. Now we are going to get an error for the three implementation classes. First one piano, and implement this particular tune method. Simply what we can write inside this particular tune method, right? And we'll go for the saxophone, add an implement method. Okay. Here let me add one more method, clear method. So this is also important here. So why I'm calling this particular clear? Because this particular clear is going to remove the particular object from the container. Remove piano object and saxophone. Inside this particular saxophone also we want to write remove saxophone object. And finally, because these are the three implementation classes we implemented, and here what we can write here, and this is the fax4 tune method. Finally, IMPL object. Right. Now back to here inside this particular instrument list here. Now I'm calling so tune instrument method. And one more method we can call here clear instrument here. Instrument dot clear. Right. Now these two method section we can define inside this particular init method and this is our destroy method. This is our destroy method. Getting the point. So this is the way we can define here. Basically, so this method is going to call before this particular instrument list object creation, and this clear method will call before the object is going to destroy from the container. Getting the point. So this is very important. Here we are writing single line of code, but in the real-time example, if we want to add any code before the object creation, this is very important here. Getting the point. Now we'll try to run the same example, whether the println message we are going to get or not. So where is our main class? I'm trying to run the same example. Okay, so we did not change the scope, I think. Let me change to the prototype here. And we are going to run one more time. Now you can see, so fax4 tune is the tune method is called, but the clear method. So even though if I am defining the destroy method is not calling here, this section we already identified in the previous classes. So when we are trying to work on the disposable bead, getting the point. But now you can see, just we can write the code whenever it is going to call, the section of code is going to call. Right, fax4 method we implemented, fax4 tune is called in here. Now if I am going to change to the another class here, if I am going to change to the another class called piano, so the piano related tune is going to call. Let me add scope here. And so enable this. Now we'll see piano related information here. Maybe ID be given different, yes. So this is the piano related tune method is called. Getting the point. So this is very important here. So along with this, we are having one more important concept here. So this is we discussing this particular bean level. This is specific to this particular bean level. But if I want to add, this is applicable to all the beans here. Getting the point. If I want to add the tune method and clear method for all the beans, entire our application. Now what we can do? So here we are having an option called default init method and default destroy method. Getting the point. So this section providing beans level, the root tag level, we are having default destroy method and default init method here. So whenever we are adding here, this is applicable to all the beans. How many beans we are going to add in our this particular configuration file? It is applicable to all the beans. Before creating all the beans, the init method and the destroy methods are going to call. Getting the point. So this is all about the example on the init method and auto wiring, scope, and constructor injection and Shutter injection. So these are the concepts we discussed in our today's session. So let me know if anyone having any queries on the today's session.
I have one query related to prototype. So prototype actually will create two objects for the particular bean, right? So
Yes.
why we need like two objects for the particular class in this application?
Hey, basically, why we mean, so if you understand here, so this particular instrument object is created. Okay. So this particular instrument object is running from the one request, or we can call it as a one thread, and the same instrument is listed called by another thread here. Getting the point? So if we are having two threads here, this particular instrument object here, now what we are doing is, so we are the same object, one object we created, the same object we are trying to share to the two threads here. Whenever we are trying to share the same object here, sometimes so we may get an error because same object we are trying to updating, so the definitely out of memory error we are going to get. So for this case, now what we can do, how many times this object is calling? The previous object is going to describe, new object will use here.
Okay. Thank you.
Getting the point. So in this case only the prototype is going to work. Okay, any other questions? Okay, so we don't have anything, so we'll continue tomorrow with the new concepts here. So I'm going to upload all the information to day-to-day videos. So try to get the video and practice the so what we are discussing on the day-to-day sessions. Okay, so we'll continue tomorrow.